What's up, guys? This is Take a Look bringing you a WWE TLC 2015 preview, predictions, whatever you want to call it, where basically the most stupid looking champion ever and boring champion ever will go up against the most detested babyface since John Cena. I don't know the wrestling community's logic. I don't understand it. I don't really care about it because quite frankly, I don't care enough about WWE to really give a shit. Now, we are in Boston, Massachusetts for TLC, and we have 7 matches on the card, no pre-show announced as of yet, or at least according to Wikipedia. So, in no particular order, I am going to give my thoughts, my predictions on what I think will happen, what I would have happened, and why, basically. So let's start off with the most, well, arguably boring and predictable match on the card, in my opinion, of course. Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio. Now, Del Rio came back to a firestorm of momentum, unexpected return at TLC, at Hell in a Cell, rather. You know why I said TLC? Because in the back of my mind, I keep thinking I want Cena back so much. And Boston, Massachusetts, John Cena was due back in about 2 weeks anyway. I would kill to hear that music tonight. That's what. That's how bad it is. But yeah, Del Rio has not been riding any momentum. He was with Zeb Coulter with the Mex American thing and something like that. And then Swagger got pissed. You stole my man or my mentor, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Shenanigans. Beef, chairs, and yeah. The most interesting thing to happen to Del Rio in months is that he's been booked against Brock Lesnar, you know, in a couple of weeks' time. I think it's actually next week Sunday or even next week Saturday. How in the hell is Del Rio going to be taken seriously against Lesnar? I will tell you how in the hell. He will be booked to win tonight. Now, my main problem with this match is that Jack Swagger's not been presented as a threat for like forever, basically. Not to mention the fact that, you know, Del Rio ain't going to lose the fucking belt now. I mean, it's nuts. I predict a straight out win for Del Rio after what I hope to at least have been a decent match. Why? Because let's face it, WWE, even they aren't stupid enough to book Del Rio to lose the title and stuff like that, right? They wouldn't book him to lose the title so close to his return. So I consider this to be a clean. Well, if there is such thing as a clean fucking win in the chairs match, I just hope they don't pull the fucking false breakup thing and actually have, you know, Zeb come out to quote unquote help Jack Swagger and then be like, it was all a trick. I'm still with Alberto Del Rio and all this, but I don't know. Del Rio probably will win this, and you know he'll win it in convincing fashion. At least that's how WWE, if they're planning to push Del Rio, that's how they should book. Me, on the other hand, I still haven't given up on Jack Swagger, man, and Lord knows WWE needs a shake-up at the moment. This is one of the most predictable matches on the card, in my opinion. I'd have Jack Swagger win. You know, I really would. I'd have Jack Swagger win. Even if he only holds the title to, I don't know, Royal Rumble or something like that. A win for Jack Swagger here would fucking... One, it would shock people, which is something that WWE pay-per-views ain't done in a long ass time. And B, it would make Jack Swagger be taken seriously, because anyone who's a champion, let's face it, has to be taken somewhat seriously. Like, if I asked you who do you take more serious, like Ryback when he was Intercontinental Champion, or another random mid-card guy like Rusev, you would have said Ryback simply because he's the champion. Regardless of how much WWE, or how little I should say, WWE try to make championships mean, and how much they try and diminish them with switcheroo runs, hot potato runs, and all this fucking bollocks. You know, is it just me, or did I just get a fucking vision in my mind of someone running with a potato on a spoon? But anyway, you know, enough playing hot potato with the title. And I know I am a hypocrite because I did say Swagger, you know, he would probably only hold it to the Royal Rumble, but I still believe Jack Swagger can be a huge star, man. The American gimmick is, You know, it can make a babyface out of the most fucking detested heel. If Rusev started coming out and was like, I love America, crush everyone against America, like, he'd be the most over babyface in history. Well, not in history, but like, he'll certainly be like, you know, pretty damn good, to say the least. And not to mention the fact that Rusev has been the most over babyface, accidental over babyface in ages. What I would say. I'm beginning to ramble on a bit, but anyway, Del Rio will win, unfortunately, and you know that'll be the end of that. Ryback versus the man I was just speaking about, Rusev, with Lana. Okay, now this partnership finally has gotten back together, and you know they're all happy. They're back together. I'm with my Rusev and all this. You know, the rumor is that Vince McMahon tried to split them up in real life, or some shit like that. I don't deal in all that, man. I think it's bloody. I think it's absolutely, you know, fucking terrible, in my honest opinion, that you know that Vince would try and do that. But you know, the premise is this, right? The premise is this: is that Rusev, yeah. Rusev. What do you do with a guy like Rusev, who's incredibly gifted, but doesn't seem to be able to get a decent push from the WWE? Now, I would hope WWE probably will have Rusev win this, because, you know, as much as Vince McMahon fucking probably don't like Rusev behind the scenes, it wouldn't shock me if they had Ryback win, but they surely aren't dumb enough. Rusev's just been put into the League of Nations and all this bollocks. So hopefully he will actually get some momentum. And the only thing I can say, I can't argue with it, Rusev needs to win, but in a hard-fought fashion. Ryback needs to put up a very, very good fight, and it needs to be a clean victory for Rusev. No shenanigans. That's why when Rusev turns face in about 3 months, after getting fed up of taking the shit from Sheamus after Sheamus drops the belt, when Rusev finally does turn babyface like he has organically been for most of 2015, fans will be ready to be behind him. And I personally think that Rusev will make a good babyface. So he needs to win clean, but not convincingly. It needs to be in a hard-fought fashion. No Lana distractions, no nothing like that. That probably won't happen. So what we've gathered so far is that both League of Nations members have won. Will the trend continue with the New Day? My absolute fear in this contest is that WWE, they need to resist the temptation to put the belts back on the Usos. I think that is what they will do. I think that is what they want to do, and I think that's what will happen, sadly. But maybe it's gotten to the point where the New Day don't need the belts, and you know, they are good enough to not have the belts. But here's the thing, the League of Nations has all the titles at the moment, apart from Charlotte. But you know, the way she's fucking turning heel, or seemingly turning heel, you'd pretty much have to argue the fact that for the whole of, like, you know, the League of Nations have their belts. So the New Day need to play this match sneakily. They need to basically be outside the ring most of the time. The numbers game, like, this is no disqualification. So that means, you know, fucking hell. That essentially means that Kofi Kingston or Xavier Woods, whoever's on the outside, it'll probably be Xavier Woods, right? He needs to be getting involved in every single turn during this match. Every time someone even so much as goes near a ladder, he needs to do stuff like pick up the ladder first, run away, all of that nonsense. Be annoying, tip over ladders when there looks like nobody else could. Basically, this is going to be a 3-on-2 handicap match in favour of the New Day. Pretty much what needs to happen is that the New Day needs to hold the belts for the foreseeable future. Like, when the Dudleys first came back to WWE, I was on board with the Dudleys winning their 10th tag titles for nostalgia reasons. But, you know, now that didn't happen, the window's been missed, and neither the Lucha Dragons nor the Usos will make good champions at this point in time, in my opinion, although it has to be noted that Kalisto, for all intents and purposes, is doing really well at the moment. He had that shock victory over Ryback in the title tournament. Didn't really focus on that too much, but nonetheless, it is perfectly fine. Now, the ECW originals, Bubba Ray Dudley, Devon Dudley, Tommy Dreamer and Rob Van Dam. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean Rhino. None of us wanted Rob Van Dam to return, did we? But anyway, versus the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, and Eric Cartman Rowan. Now, basically, if the Wyatts are finished hanging around outside Burger King, man, and as long as they're finished playing with their, I don't know, they're not Happy Meals, are they? But as long as they're finished playing with their toys, man, and everything, man, we have enough time to put the Dudleys through some tables. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if Rhino's going to be on the main roster long term. By the way, sorry to break away from this, but check out this fucking really weird glitch in 2K. I don't know what the fuck happened. I tried that a good couple of times and it just completely fucked up. Like, it completely fucked me up. It completely fucked up itself, like it was not having none of it. But anyway, Rhino is back on the main roster. You can't have a guy come in and lose his first proper match. Like, but unfortunately, that's what's going to need to happen here. WWE should, and hopefully will, book the Wyatts to win. Do you have them go over clean? It's got to be either a clean sweep or a close run thing. That is essentially, like, you know, the way it's got to be. If it's got to be a clean sweep, then you've got to have Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt completely tear the house down. The other Wyatts are completely the forgotten factors at this point. And as much as I'd like to say the Dudleys need to look strong, I think they know their place in WWE right now, and that is a shame. Because it's pretty, it's pretty torn out and it's pretty standard, isn't it, really? I mean, it's a shame because they should have got the 10th title reign. Hopefully they will recover. I mean, the Dudleys, the Dudleys are an alright team. They're fucking nostalgia acts. Like, I love the Dudleys. I grew up during the Attitude Era, so obviously I love the Dudleys, but still, the premise is the same. Or, you have the close run thing. Now you have Bubba and Devon put Eric Rowan through a table. You have you have Luke Harper put Tommy Dreamer through a table. You then have fucking Rhino put Luke Harper through a table. Then you have Braun Strowman put Rhino himself through a table. Now, at this point, it's only the Dudleys and the Wyatts remaining. Fucking Devon and Bubba should dominate Bray. Like in a, I don't know, 2-on-1 situation. Let's assume Braun Strowman's been double teamed or even triple teamed by this point out of the match, right? And you got to have Braun Strowman come right back in. If they're serious about pushing him, which they are, you got to have him come in and decimate and slam both Dudleys through the table at once. Now, this is the way it should go, simply because in this match, in this way, you don't have the Dudleys looking like shit. You don't have them being dominated. And there's still some saving face. I mean, hell, you have Rhino look strong if they want to keep him on the main roster because he put someone through a table. You have Tommy Dreamer come in and do the job and get some free publicity for his hardcore, House of Hardcore fucking promotion or whatever it is. You have, unfortunately, the only real loser of this one is Eric Rowan, but he's long gone anyway. Even Luke Harper gets a bit of bit of momentum going, a bit of notability because he put Tommy Dreamer through a table, I think it was. Right? You have the Dudleys looking preservant and like they gave it their best shot. you know, you have Bray Wyatt looking like the leader of a dominant family, and as, you know, Braun Strowman is probably being primed for some, you know, bigger things, because Vince McMahon he loves to wank over the big men with the big muscles and all that bollocks. You know, you have Strowman look strong, and, you know, potentially even opening up for a feud with Bray Wyatt in the future, or anything like that. Really, anything could happen, but I believe that is a much better way, because it keeps the Wyatts looking strong, and there doesn't sacrifice the Dudleys, as opposed to the first suggestion, which was a clean sweep. The only benefactors, there you go. The only fucking benefactors of a clean sweep would undoubtedly be the Wyatts, and Rhino wouldn't look strong. The Dudleys would look like a miss, and as I say, either way, Tommy Dreamer comes in and does the job and gets publicity, yada yada yada. So hopefully the Wyatts do go over here, but not in convincing fashion. In semi-convincing fashion, thanks to Braun Strowman. Charlotte, the heel. No, wait, the face. Versus Paige, the heel. No, wait, the face. What? Who is heel and who is face? That is the biggest problem with this match. Paige attacked Charlotte's family and such. Heel. Charlotte uses dirty tactics to win a match against another face that's her best friend. Heel. Paige then calls out Charlotte for being a heel, or being a dirty player, or whatever. Face. But hang on, she just... what WWE? What? Regardless, if they are serious about making Charlotte a threat and making her seem legitimate, oh, you know what, hell, I'm not even going to do this. Somehow, someway, we need to get Sasha Banks fucking into this match. Or if we don't get her into this match, we need to fucking somehow get her around the Royal Rumble. Look, Charlotte could retain by being a dirty player, basically. Ric Flair, woo, and all that bollocks. As though they're not fucking trying hard enough to make her like her dad already. Now they're going to make her fucking turn heel and use dirty fucking tactics at every turn, which is the biggest problem, right? Or you go with a Paige win and have basically Paige win and be a babyface champion, right? And somehow, someway, she's... you know, let's see. Somehow, someway, she'll try and connect with the fans, and we'll see what happens, right? Either way, you need to have I was about to say these three young ladies, you know, in a triple threat match at the Rumble. Hell, make it a fatal four-way. Throw Becky Lynch in there. Can't believe it, but Becky has hardly anything to say about all this. I think they done one backstage, you know them stupid Raw Fallout things they fucking do, or some bullshit like that. They done one of them promos, and she was just like, I don't care that anything bad's happened to me. I'm just going to keep my eye out, and I don't care about any of them, and I just want to be Divas champion, because that's what I came here for, or something like that. That was a terrible Irish impression. Like, fucking way too tired to do it, man. But the fact of the matter is, WWE will probably have Charlotte retain, and then bring on a new challenger, i.e. Sasha Banks, or even Becky Lynch. But it should be Sasha Banks, because she's regained some momentum recently. So WWE will probably have Charlotte win. But I think Paige should win, thereby having Charlotte invoke her rematch clause. But both Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch saying, hey, we've also been a part of this, and we have some really strong momentum. So, you know, we deserve to be in that match at the Royal Rumble too. Then you have, how about this actually? How about this? You have the Divas title, right, won by whoever, have a triple threat at the fucking, have a fatal four-way at fucking Royal Rumble, and then whoever wins there can win there, and then be like, hey, say Becky Lynch gets pinned at fucking Fastlane, you could have Paige versus Charlotte, and then versus Sasha for the belt. Why? Because neither of those three women got pinned in the triple threat match, in a fatal four-way match rather. Then you could have the same thing in the triple threat match where thereby Charlotte regains her title by beating Paige, but then you could have Sasha say, hang on, in all these fucking title matches, in all these times, I have never been pinned, Charlotte. You have never beaten me. There comes the one-on-one match we all want to see. Remnants of NXT at WrestleMania. You know, undoubtedly, hopefully, Bayley would have debuted by then. You know, it's pure fucking pain to know that we have such great women's wrestlers down in NXT and we are not getting any of them. Moving on, Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. While Kevin Owens has done a really decent job with the Intercontinental title, it is now time to give Ambrose a belt. He is the only member of the Shield not to fucking have a belt at any stage in his career. He is the only member, well, any stage of his career post-Shield. He is the only member of the Shield not to achieve notability by himself. You know, he's got a gimmick of being a lunatic fringe. That's about it. Kevin Owens could then feud with Roman Reigns for the WWE title when Reigns wins it either at TLC or at Rumble. Like, you know, Reigns can defend the title against Owens at WrestleMania, at Fastlane, and then, you know, the Royal Rumble winner, which we all know is probably going to be Brock Lesnar. Thank God, no problems with that, although Lesnar doesn't really need it. And then you could even have from there Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at fucking WrestleMania, man. That would be a brilliant match. You know, you could argue Kevin Owens and Brock don't need Roman, but, you know, either which way, I'm happy for Roman to be a part of it. Now, on to the biggest match of the evening. Roman Reigns defeats Sheamus. Or does he? No, he does not. And I will tell you why before you go mental at me. Do I want him to defeat Sheamus? Yes, believe that. Because I am so fucking bored of Sheamus already. But the guy, what little momentum he has built up. And maybe that Sheamus 515 catchphrase might catch on, I don't know. The only thing that catches on for me is that I find it funny that he says, "Fella!" every time he comes out. But Sheamus needs to retain here. Because if he doesn't, man, that is, you know, it's a waste of a new stable. It's a waste of everything. Sheamus needs to retain here via shenanigans. And by shenanigans, I mean, man, if they really want to make, well, as is the popular internet meme, make Roman look strong. You know what they do? They have Rusev come out. They have Bad News Barrett come out. They have Del Rio come out. And they have a new member joining the League of Nations. The former Intercontinental Champion. They have Kevin Owens. You know, they have Kevin Owens eventually fucking join the League of Nations. And that after he's fought off, after Roman Reigns has fought off Rusev, Del Rio, Bad News Barrett, he looks primed to beat Sheamus. But oh no, wait. Kevin Owens comes in, grabs him against the ropes, pushes him off the ropes and fucking plants him with a pop-up powerbomb. Before you know it, before Reigns even knew it, a down and defeated Sheamus crawls into the cover, thereby fucking giving Kevin Owens the chance to be a League of Nations member. And then when Roman finally does beat Sheamus for the belt at the Rumble, you can have his next challenger be Kevin Owens. Or even have Kevin Owens versus fucking Sheamus. Versus Sheamus versus Roman Reigns in a triple threat match at the Fastlane pay-per-view. Right? And then you can have Kevin Owens say, "I never got pinned in that triple threat," thereby possibly setting up the triple threat WrestleMania match I was discussing earlier. I know it's a bit all far-fetched. Whatever, we're not talking about the future, we're talking about now. Roman Reigns loses tonight due to interference from the new League of Nations member, Kevin Owens. Now, I hope you have enjoyed this preview, predictions, whatever you want to call it. Sorry for my bloody stumbling voice. Have a cold. I'm coped up on fucking drugs. Whatever, man. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoy TLC tonight. Remember, you can watch it on the WWE Network for only $9.99. Yeah, $9.99. Anyway, till next time, guys, it's been Take a Luke. Thank you very much for watching. I'm out. Peace.